Hi everyone, so I just wanted to show you this kaftan that I wear, and I wear this, I think I'll change the location of the camera. I don't know if you can see. Let me change it. So I wear this kaftan because I'm big-breasted and it's hard to find a gown that you don't look ridiculous in. So I was looking and I'm sure my friends have seen this in my photos for a long time. But I was looking and thinking, what can I get? Because it just looks awkward when you're big-breasted and you're short and you're tying that string around your waist and the string comes up to here and you can't get anything in a petite size. So I found this kaftan on Amazon. These are from India, and I ordered it a while back. So if you're looking for something and you're like me, you're short and you're big-breasted and you can't get anything in petite sizes, that's something that you could think about. And some of us are big-breasted, some of us are small-breasted as women. It's just a fact of life. When I did my massage before I got my credentials from the college, I worked on women who were petite. They were tiny, tiny women. And I was even scared of pressing too hard because they were so skinny. And I worked on women who were 3 times my size. So it just depends. You get all kinds of body weights, body shapes, and I don't mind touching people. If you're going to become a essential oil massage therapist, you have to be willing to touch people, or even a physiotherapist, because otherwise don't do it. If you don't like to touch people, then you can't take that up. You can't do that. If you want to offer, maybe you could offer something like just doing the arms, doing the hands. You can offer something like that. I used to go, when I first came to Canada, I used to go to the Fairmont because I used to have a massage therapist there, and they used to do the craniosacral massage, and that's good for your scalp. So if you massage your scalp for at least 15 minutes a day, it's supposed to help with the hair growth. That's something I'm trying. And of course I use my coconut oil. I haven't done the coconut treatment for a couple of years, so I'm going to make sure I put my coconut oil in at least once a month and sleep with it and then wash it out. I know your hair thins when you get older, but I think for me it's not just natural hair thinning. I think it's also menopause and stress and job losses and everything coming together, because it's quite thin on the top. You can see my scalp if you look. So I'm going to keep my hair this length for a while, and then I'm going to cut it shorter, and that should help. The hairdresser told me that should help if you have shorter hair, because then the nutrients go to the roots instead of going into the rest of the hair, and it will help for thickening the hair growth. I mean, at the back it's fine, it's thick, but on the front and my hairline is thinning, so I'm trying to work on that as well. And with menopause also you get a lot of facial hair. You get like beard hair growing, so that's another thing we have to do as women. I always do my beauty care routine. I always wash with soap and water my face, and then I do the cleansing, and then I put a moisturizer on. I use a night cream. In the day I use a light, very light cream. I switch to oil of Olay because Clinique no longer makes a day cream with the SPF in it, and then at night I use my Clinique. And what I do, and it's up to other women what they want to do, but what I do is when the products are on sale, I'll buy 1 or 2 extra bottles and I'll keep them. I couldn't do that with my Penhaleons with the orange blossom because they were not selling it in Canada. So I use other products and I put my own essential oils in them, or I get the Nivea or something like that. But when I go down, when my health goes down and when the anxiety flares up and all that, I do try to get that Penhaleon's Orange Blossom Cream because it really helps me. So I try to get that until I stabilize. I get the cream and I get the hand wash and I keep those. So unfortunately for me, it's a cycle. So everything will be fine for a while and then I'll get let go from a job. At least this time I had 5 years. But I mean, if you're like me and you're single, you've got nobody to fall back on, it's very hard. It's very hard. And, you know, I've met a lot of other women that are going through the same thing as me in Canada, of all races, all ages, and poverty affects women more than it affects men. So that's also why I do my volunteering and I help everybody, but I try to help the women when I can, because I know how hard my journey has been in Canada, and it hasn't been easy here. In England, I was living on my own in London, but I had steady work, I had steady employment, so it wasn't as hard for me. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. And so I wanted to just touch on the next point for this John Maxwell, the law of solid ground. And John Maxwell says character communicates. Character makes trust possible, and trust makes leadership possible. That's the law of solid ground. So with our characters, we have to build them up in our new countries when we come in. It helps if you have stability in your employment, or you're going to the same church, or you're going to somewhere where you have a routine, because then people get to know you. The other thing is, in Canada, they also don't like people moving around too much. So if you change your place where you're living every 5 years or every 6 years, they view that as suspicious. They like people to stay in one place, and that also demonstrates stability, that you're living in one place and you have a solid address. And all these things may not sound nice to people who are coming in, but that's the way it is here, and we have to adjust to it. And our character we can only go as high up as our character is. So if our character is not good, we can't get things done in life. We can't accomplish much. We won't have any resilience. We won't have any determination. We won't be able to finish what we start in terms of our studies or what we're doing. And if you're like me and you're going through constant unemployment, constant being let go from jobs, constant low income, it makes it 3 times as challenging. Plus I'm a visible minority, so that also doesn't help much here in Canada. But we have to persevere and we have to be determined to finish it so that we can reach our own potential and we can accomplish things. For me, I tried to get clients for my essential oil. I even told the college that, if you have people, if you're looking for somebody, I'm willing to come into the college and do appointments there. But unfortunately, that also didn't work. But I used the essential oils for myself, so it wasn't a waste of time, because I know which oils to use for anger. Like when there's underlying anger, I use bergamot and lavender for myself. And then when there's depression, I use rose. Rose is very expensive, so I don't use too much. But you only need 1 or 2 drops. You don't need that much of the oils. And if you put too much of the essential oil, that can cause, it's like a ringing in your ears, so you can't use too much. You have to make sure that your percentages are right, and you have to make sure that you know the contraindications. So we are like doctors with our essential oils, because we have to know which oils we can use, when is a good time to use them. There's certain oils you can't use and go out into the sun because you'll get skin cancer. So we trained in all of that and we know when to use them. Some oils are stimulating, like they will help you to wake up, like peppermint. But then other oils, they're also good for digestion. The same way we use cloves in our cooking as Indian women, the clove is good for the teeth. It helps to alleviate pain. So if we are using those foods, they also helping our body. So I just wanted to touch on that point. I'll do more tomorrow. I am just going through the chapters slowly, and I try to use my time wisely. I try to get a lot done in the day. I watched a nice program today on Bible teaching about the tribulation and the rapture, and teaching on that and how we need to talk about it more in our churches. And I went to church, I came back and I made lunch, then I played my piano for an hour, and then I went up and took photos. So I try to make sure that I'm using my day. I'm not just sitting around like a lump and putting on weight or just sitting in front of the TV. I try to make sure that I'm getting things done every day. Now it's getting cold, I'll probably start using the gym more or using the sauna. But I always try to keep myself occupied, because all of these things help with my mental health. They help to keep me positive as a migrant. I mean, I've been here 22 years, but there's still cultural differences that come in. The priests are very good because they've worked with a lot of different cultures. Most of them have traveled, so they're good with me, but I also had to adjust to them, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Until I worked at Teleperformance, I never had any bad experiences with people telling me go back to Zimbabwe, or telling me, oh, you speak like an Indian, or you don't sound Canadian, you know, like all kinds of insults. I never had any of that. So I was kind of surprised that that's how the Americans are, but that is how they are. They swear a lot, they tell you off, they're very rude, and I was quite shocked. I never experienced anything like that, and I found it very upsetting. I used to miss myself, I got anxiety, but nothing else opened up for me there. So that's why now I'm looking for something else, and I'm hoping to get back into an administrative role, an executive assistant role, or a project coordinator role, something where I can be off the phones and where I don't have to deal with the public swearing at me and yelling at me and all that kind of thing, because I never grew up like that, and I don't like it. For some women, they like it. They join in and then they get off it. I mean, they like that kind of thing. I'm not like that, and I don't like it, so I need to find something more suitable for my character. And everybody's different, thank God. We're not all the same, but I know the things I like, and I know the things I don't like. And that's also why for Christmas, I prefer to stay at home. Because if I'm with my own family, they know how to be respectful, they know how to talk. If I go to other people's houses and they want to have things their way, I can't say anything because it's their house. They can do whatever they like. And when they come to my house, they must also respect who I am, because this is my house. So that's how it is. In Zimbabwe, that was not part of our culture, so it's very hard for me. And everybody in Zimbabwe was always respectful. We got together in each other's homes. We had a nice time. The door was always open. Nobody is going to call the police if you turn up at their home to visit them. Nobody's going to tell you, oh no, don't come this Christmas because it's not convenient for us. But that's how the Americans are. And so I learned my lesson. I don't go and visit anybody. If they don't invite me, I don't go. Before, my aunt used to invite me in America. She used to tell me, I'll send you a ticket if you want to come. But this has been going on for 22 years. We have been in low wages. So that's why now I'm looking for jobs in Dubai, in Australia, in London, England. And I've met Australians here, and most of them have told me, you'll like Australia, you should keep applying. If you get something, you should go. So we'll see how it goes. And wherever I go, I'll take these leadership skills with me. I'll be able to help others. I'll be able to give speaking engagements, just like I did for the One campaign and the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. I'll be able to go into schools. I'll be able to go into government offices. And I haven't earned anything off of this. I haven't earned any money, but that's one of my goals, is to be able to charge for my speaking and to build up my speaking business. So we'll see. And the spiritual direction, who knows? I mean, I'm hoping that the Jesuit priests will find something where I can get involved. But I haven't, since I've been working, I haven't taken anybody for spiritual direction, and I haven't given any retreats. So I have to wait and see how that unfolds and what happens. I've got good partnerships with people. And believe you me, the Jesuits are not easy on me. Some of them are, but some of them are not. So I had to put in my work, I had to put in my hours, I had to find my people to take for the practicums, I had to do my reports, just like for the essential oils. So I've earned it, and I want the money to come in now, and I want things to come together for me. And that's my prayer. So I just wanted to touch on that, and just to say to the women, if you're like me, just get one of these caftans. It's so much nicer, because you don't look big-breasted, you don't look uncomfortable, you don't look like, oh, look at that, the thing is coming up here, and it just makes you look weird. So, and I'm going to keep helping women. I'll help everyone, but I'm going to keep helping women, because I know how hard my journey is. And even these ingrown hairs that give you the size of golf balls, inflammation, I got a shock. It's all part of menopause. So it's all natural.